If you're getting Social Security, SSDI or SSI, there's something coming in your mailbox within the next few days that you absolutely need to open. I'm not talking about your usual payment notice or some random flyer. This is your official SSA 1099 tax form, and it contains information that could directly affect your taxes, your ability to prove income, and possibly even your eligibility for a stimulus check if one gets approved this year. Here's why this matters right now. The Social Security Administration is required to mail these forms out by the end of January, which means they're hitting mailboxes any day now. And if you're like a lot of people in this community, you might be thinking, I don't file taxes, so I'll just toss it. But here's the problem. A few years ago when stimulus checks went out, thousands of Social Security recipients couldn't get their payment because they didn't file a tax return, and the only way to claim it was to file. And guess what document they needed? This one. I'm going through all the details on this channel because I get questions every single day about when stimulus checks are coming, how much they'll be, and what people need to do to get them. And while nothing's guaranteed yet, the president has endorsed multiple stimulus proposals, and if history repeats itself, you're going to want this form. So before you assume it's junk mail, let me walk you through exactly what's inside, why the IRS is getting a copy, and what you should actually do with it. Stick around, because there's one mistake people make with this form that can cause serious problems with the IRS down the road. All right, let's break this down. Right now, early in the year, everybody's sending out tax documents. If you received Social Security benefits at any point in 2025, you're going to get one of two forms, either an SSA 1099 or an SSA 1042S if you live outside the country. Most people will be getting the SSA 1099. That's the standard form that virtually everybody gets. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't file a tax return. This is garbage. I'm throwing it away the second I get it. You could do that. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's up to you. But here's what I would suggest. When you receive it any day now, open it up, take a look at it, and make sure that it's accurate and consistent with what you actually received in 2025. Here's why this matters. This information is being furnished to the IRS. The Social Security Administration is sending them a copy too. So what if Social Security made a mistake and said you got $100,000 in benefits when you really only got $10,000? Do you think the IRS is going to come knocking? Yeah, they are. They don't typically make mistakes, but they can. And if there's a discrepancy between what Social Security reports and what you report or don't report, that's a problem. When you look at this form, it's going to be pretty straightforward. It'll say something like, we paid you $11,427 in 2025, or whatever your total was. If you want to verify that it's accurate, just take that number and divide it by 12. It should come out to roughly your monthly benefit amount. Now here's something that trips people up. The form is going to show your gross benefits, not what was actually deposited into your account. If you're paying the Medicare Part B premium, that gets deducted before the money hits your bank. But Social Security reports the full amount before deductions. So if your form shows a higher number than what you remember getting, that's probably why. It's showing your total benefit prior to any deductions. That's what they report to the IRS. You might still be thinking, okay, but I still don't file a tax return, so this doesn't matter to me. And you're right, you might not file. But I would highly recommend holding on to this document for a couple of different reasons. First, it's a great way to prove your income. If you ever need to prove your income for any reason, maybe you're applying for a loan, maybe you need it for a benefits program, maybe you're trying to qualify for housing assistance or utility discounts. This is an official legal document showing exactly how much income you had in the previous year. It's probably the best official document you can have on hand if you need to prove income. Second, and this is the big one, remember a few years ago when they distributed stimulus checks and there was a huge issue where checks didn't go out to a massive percentage of Social Security beneficiaries? Then the government came forward and said the only way you could get your stimulus now was by filing a tax return. That was a major problem. I had thousands and thousands of comments across this channel from people saying, I don't file a tax return, what do I do? And at the time, the only way to get the stimulus check was to file a tax return, even if you had zero income and zero tax liability. I don't know what's going to happen this year. I don't know what they're thinking for stimulus. All we know is that the president has endorsed multiple different stimulus check proposals. I'm just saying that if they do offer something this year, and if they say you need to file a tax return to get it, do you think this document would be handy? Absolutely it would. Here's why. Even if your income is below the standard deduction, which is over $16,000 now for a single person, your taxable income on paper would technically be zero. You wouldn't owe any taxes. But to file that return and claim a refundable tax credit, which is what a stimulus check technically is, you need to know how much your income was. And that's exactly what this form tells you. Quick disclaimer here. This is not tax advice, not financial advice. I'm not your CPA, I'm not your accountant. I'm just a guy on YouTube trying to help you out. But my point is this. Do you think this document would be extremely helpful if you needed to file a tax return for some unknown reason, like maybe claiming a stimulus check or an advance refundable tax credit? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that's guaranteed to happen. I'm just saying that in the event something like this comes up and you need to file a tax return for some weird reason, this document would make your life a whole lot easier. It's the preparation documentation you need. So even though a lot of you might think this is garbage and you're going to burn it the second you get it, I'm saying you might want to throw this in a little pile somewhere. Just keep it set aside, hold on to it, it might come in handy, and if it doesn't, well then by all means, throw it in the shredder or do whatever you want with it. I'm just trying to look out for you and say, it might make your life easier at some point if we need to reference how much income you had in 2025, whether you file a tax return or not. It's a nice official document to have. Now, one more thing. If you have a My Social Security account on the Social Security website, you can also access this form there and get a digital copy. It's nice to have a My Social Security account. The Social Security Administration is trying to push 200 million of us onto these online accounts relatively soon. That's their goal, to get everyone eventually signed up. It's not required, you don't have to do it. I'm just saying it's a handy tool to have so you can look at this type of information anytime you need it. You can log in, download your SSA 1099 instantly, print it or email it to whoever needs it. It's a backup in case the paper copy gets lost or damaged. And honestly, it's way faster than waiting for a replacement in the mail if you lose the original. Here's something else a lot of people don't realize. This form isn't just for your taxes. It could also be critical if any new legislation passes that ties benefits or payments to proof of income from the previous year. We've seen this happen before, where programs get rolled out quickly, and suddenly everyone needs documentation they threw away months ago. The other thing is that even if you don't think you'll need it, keeping it gives you options. If something comes up mid-year, a benefit application, a verification request, an unexpected tax situation, you've got it ready to go. But if you toss it now and need it in 6 months, you're stuck waiting weeks for a replacement, or scrambling to access your online account if you've never set one up. So to sum it all up, your SSA 1099 is being mailed out by the end of January, which means it's arriving any day now. It shows exactly how much Social Security paid you in 2025, and that same information is going to the IRS. Even if you don't file taxes, this form is your official proof of income, and it could be essential if a stimulus check or any other benefit program requires you to file a return this year. When you get it, open it. Check the numbers, make sure they match what you actually received, and then hold on to it somewhere safe. Don't throw it away just because you think you won't need it. History has shown that things can change fast, and having this document on hand could save you a huge headache later. And if you want to make things even easier, set up a My Social Security account online so you have a digital backup anytime you need it. All right, that's everything you need to know about this important form that's hitting mailboxes right now. If this was helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help the channel out. And if you want to stay updated on Social Security, stimulus checks, COLA increases, and anything else that affects your benefits, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Drop a comment if you've already gotten your SSA 1099 or if you have any questions about it. I'll do my best to answer. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.